Let's do another horror prompt, shall we? Straight into it. So, as you know, I like to recap. The last one was Witch's Brew, and that's not the next one because that one was the collab I did with Chantel. It's after that. There we go. I lost a nail. What? Ow, I've been bitten by something. See that? I have no idea. It's just flared up in the last 20 minutes and I've been scratching crazy. I think it's sand flies, I think, but I do get that from time to time. Anyway, all right. I lost a nail. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind with this is a hand with a fingernail that's like... Would you like my sound effect then? that a fingernail's just like flown off like that. It's just like being pulled off. So that's the first thing that comes into my mind with that. Now, obviously, I don't think that's gonna be my final drawing, but you just never know. You know, like I always say, this is the process where I'm trying to just draw stuff and get out my ideas to then jog, you know, more ideas. So there we go, blood everywhere, the nails come off. I lost a nail, there we go. Okay, so the second thing that I've coming into mind is an actual like nail that you bash into wood or, you know, whatever, a wall to hang pictures up. You could have lost a nail and it's sitting somewhere where it could potentially like go into like someone's foot, like they're going to, you know, step on it, you know, sort of like that. Maybe there's an idea. I am feeling the nail, not like the fingernail. I am sort of feeling this because you can really work some, you know, nasty shit with a nail. Yeah, you got so many different kinds of nails. I lost a nail. I've lost a nail. Foot stepping on a nail. Screws type nail. Next thing comes into my mind, I'm drawing this without a reference, but like a nail gun. I can't remember what a nail gun looks like. Let's just draw that like that. A nail gun. Oh, my heavy hand. Someone holding a nail gun. Nails come out. Oh, hand's just there. Wouldn't it be funny to like lose the nail in someone's hand, dripping down blood? I'll have to get a reference on that. Well, depends if I do something like that. A nail gun. A nail gun sort of firing. Lose a nail. Oh, okay, here we go. Got an idea. All right. Wouldn't it be funny? You've got the nail gun. Whoever the hell you draw one of them, well, this is just, yeah. You know. And we've got somebody holding on to it. Maybe we'll bend the arm around, bend the wrist around. We'll put the hands. I'll just fix this. So someone's like looking at the gun. So this one could probably be a little bit of a funny one. And then we've got like them like scratching their head because they knew they had like a nail in there, but maybe it's like it's not there anymore, and he's picked up his nail gun and he's gone to use it, but like I don't know how these things work. I've never ever picked up a nail gun. So for the sake of this brainstorming session that we're doing right now, we'll say that there's no nail in the gun. He's looking at this like, where has the nail gone? You know, where's it gone? And then maybe we have like his buddy who's been like shot in the head by the nail, who's like, maybe I'm drawing him down here, maybe he's like standing next to him over here and he's like looking at this, not looking at his mate, and he's just like been shot. God, I keep breaking the lead here. He has been just like shot in the head with a nail, and he's like not real good. Maybe that's what I'm sort of thinking. Or he's like going, ow, that hurt. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, he's lost a nail out of his nail gun and it's fired somehow into the back of his friend's head who is beside him. Oh yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like that idea where, yeah, he's accidentally shot his friend in the head with the nail gun and didn't realize it. Something like that, I'm thinking. So, yeah, I'm gonna go away now and refine this a little bit more and then come back and then I will draw it for you guys. This illustration ends up being a little bit underwhelming, which I didn't plan for, but I do think that it ends up being okay in the end, but it's extremely simple illustration. Now, I went on Pinterest to get myself a reference photo for a nail gun, and when I found the one that I really wanted to sort of not copy, but take some, you know, some inspiration from, because I don't particularly like to completely copy something, so I ended up just doing a few different things on the nail gun that I did. I was sort of wondering whether or not I wanted to make this this nail gun bigger, because the plan that I had for the nail that's gone into the other little character that I have is actually quite large. So what I ended up doing with the nail gun is I ended up like modifying the nail gun to have like these extra little things on top, and that to sort of suggest that that is where this big nail had come from. So yeah, it's kind of like a kind of modified sort of nail gun. So the story behind this illustration is there is this alien and there is this monster, and it's kind of like the alien's pet or mate. It probably friend, I'd say, sort of, because I was sort of going down the sort of like the pet route, like it's the alien's like little pet monster. but I sort of thought, well, maybe they're friends. So they've come down to earth and they have seen this like nail gun and they're like, okay. And what they've actually done is modified this nail gun a little bit, as you know, as more intelligent beings would probably do, but they kind of really don't understand what this thing does, but they realize it does sort of like shoot out like sharp objects. So they've modified it and they have then tested it, and the alien has basically gone, okay, I fired that, where did that nail go? And what he doesn't realize is it's gone into his mate's head at the back of him, who is standing behind him, and it's gone straight through the back of his head and out his mouth. And this little fella, he's all right, because obviously he's like an alien and they're pretty hardy, and this is not the way to sort of kill this creature, but it's pretty uncomfortable and it still hurts. And the fun, it's actually quite funny that as I'm like watching this and as I'm like talking about the preview of the video. But yeah, I ended up, I bought this palette, this little empty tin that you see here on the screen, and what I did was I filled it full of Eldorado paints at the top, and then I put Montmartre paints at the bottom, which were all in tubes. Now, the Montmartre ones ended up drying out to the point where I had to soak the absolute shit out of them to use them, so I didn't bother. I ended up just using the Eldorado ones to do this piece with. But that's a lesson learned, even though the Montmartre ones say that they're re-wettable, and I have done this before. But anyway, once again, face palm to Montmartre. Don't get me started with the love-hate relationship I have with them. Anyway, back to the illustration. Yeah, very simple, this piece. Just kept it really simple. Yeah, when I started drawing this, it sort of didn't pan out the way, it did pan out the way I wanted, but I didn't realize how simple this illustration was. But that's a good thing at times, because sometimes I don't like to do overly heavily, labor intensive pieces. And at the moment, it's sort of benefiting me to try and keep them a little bit smaller, because I am sort of running a little bit behind, and I've been quite busy doing other things, like doing work for my partner's business with the blinds, and sort of doing all that sort of stuff at the moment. So I'm quite busy, and to do like a more simpler piece, it sort of worked in my favor. But yeah, I would have liked this piece to sort of have more depth to it, I should say, and that, but it sort of just didn't pan out that way. But I do still like it in the end, and it is quite simple, and it gets the point across of what's sort of happening here. Whereas, yeah, these two little creatures are just mucking around with a gun that they've modified on the earth here, and yeah, shot it, and he got his mate in the back of the head. Don't mind me, just amusing myself over here, which is what I like to do. Yeah, when I was drawing this and painting it up, there's some pieces that sort of bring a smile on my face and have a bit of a chuckle, and this was one of them where I'm like, especially when I started drawing the nail through the back of the head of the little creature in the background there. So it was just like me just laughing. The weird shit that goes on in my brain when I do this sort of stuff. But anyway, at the end of this video, I'm going to be putting up some pictures that you guys have posted and have shared to me, just so you guys can see what other people have drawn from these prompts. I've been meaning to do this in the last couple of videos, so there'll be a few that I will put up, and I will tell you who has done them. And yeah, like I say in all the videos, if you want to participate, by all means, I will have a hashtag in the description below. Share them to me, and you could be featured in one of my videos to showcase your art and your crazy, creepy, weird, warped minds as well. hopefully you enjoyed this prompt, this very simple prompt. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. We have Dragon Doodle 2019 with Do Not Open and Blood and Guts. And we have Enigma Art Studios with Frozen Body Parts. So there's Something in Your Hair, Witch's Brew, and Nightmare in the Water.